Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 5. Count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Right Side Podcast. I am your humble host, Ronnie, and come with me, shall we, to the Right Side Podcast. Anywho, as you can see, it's been a long 3-week pause in between videos. I humbly apologize, but to be honest, I didn't know what to record. I don't believe in putting out videos and them being low quality because I'm just putting out videos to put out more videos. So I just thought I'd go ahead and wait, think about it, marinate on it a little bit, and I was gonna do that about a week ago, and then bam, horrible news, Robin Williams passes away. And to be honest, he's one of my favorite actors. He's probably Actually, never mind. He is my favorite actor. He's basically my whole childhood. He is the embodiment of my whole childhood. As in, first saw him in the reruns of Mork and Mindy when I was knee high to a grasshopper, I guess the old saying is. And I remember, being like really young and Nick at Night still existing, and they used to have like the summer block parties, and I think Mork and Mindy were on Mondays because it started with an M. I think, well, to tell you the truth, I think that only happened once because then I think they replaced Mork and Mindy with the Monkeys, so I don't know. But anywho, yeah, it's such a. I guess I'll talk about Robin Williams for a little bit. Such a loss, such a huge loss in the entertainment industry. Because I mean, you've got all these idiot actors out there that can only do this stupid stuff, stupid comedy stuff like the slapstick, to the point where it's like absurd. And then you have Robin Williams, who was the master at comedy, and to think he was just so troubled that he just wanted to take his life away. Well, don't get me wrong, I guess having to pay $30 million to your ex-wives for alimony because, God forbid, they start working for themselves instead of leeching off of a celebrity. I'm telling you, gold diggers, they're the worst. But anywho, condolences to the family, especially to the youngest, Zelda. I mean, of course, the other two siblings, I'm so sorry I don't remember their names. I just remember Zelda because she's named after one of my favorite video game series because it was also Robin Williams, one of Robin Williams' favorite game series. um, to lose your father at such a young age, and bear in mind I lost my father when I was 20, so it's like, but I lost him to a heart attack. I mean, I couldn't even think or fathom what it feels like to lose your father to, suicide because he was just so depressed, and I don't know. There's not really much to say. I don't know. I just feel like a relative has been lost. So rest in peace, Robin Williams. The world is a lot less funny now, and hopefully when you got there, Christopher Reeve was waiting for you and was like, I missed you, buddy, and gave you a big hug and let you into the pearly gates. So wherever you are, thank you so much for making us laugh. We really needed it. Anywho, okay, enough about the sad dramatic stuff. So, what have I been doing crafting wise? I have all of a sudden got bitten by crocheting newborn things, newborn hats, and photography props. Because let me explain before everybody gets crazy and goes, how did you go from knitting shawls? I'm sorry. How did you get to knitting crocheting shawls to newborn hats? So I'm also into photography, and I'm just getting it started up, and I've been doing mostly cosplay shoots. And if you don't know what cosplay is, that's when you dress up as your favorite Japanese anime character. Well, now honestly, everything is referred to cosplay, whether you dress up as Sailor Moon or you dress up as the Michelin Tire Man. That's cosplay. But so I just decided to venture into something that I thought I'd never go into. And when I first started photography, I was interested in it, but I didn't see myself pursuing or doing anything out of the ordinary to, add that to my portfolio. So I guess I'm just gonna try to go into newborn photography. Who knew? But so yeah, I've bought a bunch of patterns and have been working on hats and other stuff. So hopefully that'll turn out all right. Honestly, there's really not much else that I've been working on. I think I really like the newborn patterns or the baby patterns because, especially with crochet, they just knit up in like no time at all. But to tell you the truth, I haven't gotten much done because since I'm in a call center and it's been busy the last week, it's just been, I can't even think straight when I'm like crocheting or anything like that. But other than that, not really working on any stuff for adults or for myself. Think I'm just gonna really go into like different topics now for the podcast. So definitely I'll keep on working on the newborn hats. Then we'll go ahead and go into topics that I like to talk about. I've been thinking about this since I've been gone, so hopefully I'll be more prepared for episodes and stuff like that. But I wanted to talk to you about something that really irritates me, being a crafter. Or anybody that crafts will definitely understand what it is that I'm referring to. Don't you just love it when you're working on your craft and somebody happens to walk by that's not like a relative or a loved one, and they see it and it's like, oh, that looks so great, can you make me one? I'd like a hat. Or if you do pottery, oh, I'd love to have one of those. It's just like, really, people? Can you really be that like dumb? I'm sorry, I hate to say the word, but I mean it's just dumb. It's like, you will not believe, while working at the call center, how many people have seen me knit hats or crochet something, and they'll walk up to me. People I don't even talk to. People who have never even acknowledged my existence and been like, oh, I didn't know you make hats. Can you make me one? No, no, I will not make you one. I don't say that mean, but it's just like I'm thinking that. Usually I'll just laugh and be like, oh, like, you're funny. I like you. Or, something like, we'll see, trying to deflect the idea, so that they'll, hopefully go away and totally forget about it. But it's just like, why would I don't even make, my loved one stuff all the time. So why are you, it's like, I've made like a whole bunch of different stuff and given it away. I don't even have time to make stuff for me. I'd rather make stuff for me than to make it for you. Honestly, it's like, all of a sudden it's like, when we're crafting or something, it's like we have a freaking badge that says, like the Walmart work employees vest. It's like, ask me on how to make a hat and I'll make one for you type of deal. It's like, really? It's like, I spent so many years learning how to knit and or crocheting, and you expect me to be like a machine and make stuff for you? Hell no. No. Or I like the topic where people bring up, wow, you should really sell those. No, it's not profitable. It's really not. We live in a society where people get upset at the prices that we charge for handmade items. Like, they're used to going into, Target or whatever, and they'll see a knit hat maybe for $8, and they'll be like, that's great, I'll go ahead, and they buy it without hesitation. But then they go up to somebody, or that that's making hats, or they'll go on Etsy, the website, and then they'll be like, oh my god, They want $20 for that hat. What's up with that? And it's like, we have to, almost seems like we have to like sell ourselves short in order to meet the demand, because nobody wants to pay that much money for handmade stuff. So essentially, we've spent, if you break it down, we've spent so many years learning and perfecting the craft that it's almost like we're getting paid cents on the dollar. I mean, it's basic economics, people. It's, you have to make sure the cost of the item that you used is covered. So that means the nicer the yarn, the more expensive the end product is going to be. So I'm not going to charge you the same amount for the hat that I would if I made it with like Red Heart Super Saver versus silk yarn. I'm going to charge you more if I'm using that silk yarn, or how many hours and it takes to make it. And honestly, I'm not going to charge myself, or I'm not going to pay myself below minimum wage. I at least want to do, oh well, it takes me 4 hours to knit up this hat, for example, because it doesn't take me fucking 4 hours to knit a hat. Pardon my French, I just get really heated about this. And it's just like, they just, and then it ends up being $36, and then they're like, oh wow, that's really steep for a hat. Really, those beanies that you see in Walmart, those are probably knit by a machine, so those probably take like max 2 hours, maybe even less. So that's why they can charge you like $4 or $5 for that beanie. I'm just tired of it. And I talked to my mom about it, and she's like, oh well, if you really need to sell stuff, that's a good way to make money. It's like, no, it's not. You don't get paid well for that. If I take 10 hours to make a beanie because I'm knitting it by hand with very small knitting needles, then I'm getting robbed. It's just, I just can't believe that people just automatically assume because we craft, we want to make stuff for people for free or for a ridiculously cheap price. It almost like makes me give up hope on people. It's like, it's like I almost feel like I can't knit in public anymore. It's just like, because I'm just afraid. It's like, oh, it's like, can you make me a hat? Or I'd like for a hat, or people just bothering me. Luckily, I haven't had any Facebook guinea pigs, so that's always a plus. I usually like to post my pictures on my personal Facebook, kind of like almost like a memory book of the stuff that I've made over the years. And so far people haven't approached me about making an item. And no, I take that back. My cousin did. And she and I were not super close, but we kind of grew up together, even though she's like 14 years my senior. If that makes sense. So she asked me, she was like, I'm willing to pay you to make me a hat. And I was like, your family, I don't charge you. You're close family, I don't charge you. So yeah. And especially, like, to tell you the truth, she bought my the stroller that I wanted, and that stroller was like $250, I think, and she had it shipped over to my house. So it was like, there was no way in hell. Sorry, they're working on the yard thing in the apartment, so that's what that noise is. Perfect. But yeah, so she got me that stroller, so I didn't even feel comfortable asking her for money for making the hats. And you know what? Like I said, close family, I don't charge. So yeah, but let me know in the comments if if you've ever been approached by somebody to make something, and what your response was, and or how you deflect people ordering stuff from you. So let me know in the comments, and definitely we will talk soon. I will try to keep these videos going. Unfortunately, life gets in the way, and I would love nothing more than to be able to sit here and talk to the camera all day because, you know, I really like talking with you guys, and hopefully we'll definitely get to know each other better. So, anyway, next time, you guys, I will see you soon. Bye.